Welcome to the Tech School Podcast powered by DSDT. I am Josh Carlos, top of the hour.
Top of the day. Hell on now. Somebody forgot to give me some. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Just a little something.
Yeah, I need all that.
Mm-hmm. How's it going, my friend?
Busy this week.
Busy. I hear that.
Super busy,
Definitely.
man. Super busy. Shout out to Myrtle Beach. I was down there over the weekend for a little R&R.
Okay.
And kind of enjoyed myself. So, and that's as far as I'm gonna go.
Okay. Hey, you had a good time.
I had
How's
a good
the
time.
weather? How's the weather down there right now?
It's about 40-degree difference. You know, literally, I remember it was about 65-ish, 70-ish on Friday when we got there. Mm-hmm. And I think here in Michigan, it was like the morning started off with a wind chill of like 7. So,
yeah. Mm-hmm. So I think we're going to get up to 60 either tomorrow or Thursday.
I need it in my life.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, come on, man. Come on. I'm so over
April.
it. So over it, you know? So anytime we're able to get out and get a little escape for a while, thankful and grateful.
Yes.
So, yeah. But I'm kind of looking forward to the conversation today.
What do we have in store for today?
We're going to be bringing on our instructor, DSDT, Mr. Brandon Cornett. And now, if you remember, we've had Brandon here a number of times, and Brandon is like our in-house director / film everything.
Yes.
You know, and so given the state of what has transpired over the last few days, I mean, do I really have to say it? Do I really have to?
No, you don't. No, you don't. It is the talk of the country at the moment.
The talk of the world.
Yes, talk of the world. Yes,
of the world, right? Because the first few versions that I watched were in Japanese. Mm-hmm. You know, so I couldn't even get what I wanted to hear in English.
Oh, the uncut version of the Oscars, The Incident. Mm-hmm. I saw it yesterday morning. I went into work. People were asking me, what did I think? And I went to bed, so I didn't catch it Sunday night. But then once I looked at the video, I said, oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And, you know, it's not like I want to dedicate like a tremendous amount of time to that conversation, but I think it's a conversation, one, worth having. Sure. And I would remind everyone as we're talking about DSDT that DSDT at its roots began as a film production school, film production. And so anything having to do with the film industry, having to do with digital media, that is that line of conversation that we really want to have a discussion about, just because a number of our students are in that industry, and those that are considering DSDT, I want you to understand that we stay really abreast of some of the current events and the conversations that are happening in film. So I thought that it was pertinent to have Brandon, Beasy Jones, as they call him, to have him come on today and kind of give us some insight from a director's perspective as to what we all kind of think, are assuming, or just flat out trying to adjust to, right?
Yeah.
So
it's still hard to digest. Still trying to get an understanding. I mean, it's self-explanatory what happened, but you're wondering if there were certain things leading up to this.
So when you say self-explanatory, right? I think it's a lot more complicated.
Well, as far as what happened in that moment, that is self-explanatory. What I mean, it is. I mean, Chris Rock made a joke. He's a comedian. Will Smith lost his cool, went up and smacked him. That part is self-explanatory. That's what I'm getting at. Now, what was going on in Will's mind to lead him to take those actions, that's where it's like there are a lot of questions.
A lot of questions. Yeah. I mean, if we were doing a TMZ today, you know what I'm saying? I would talk to I would go back and get Dr. Phil. You know what I'm saying? Dr. Phil, you need to come in here and give us some rationale into the mind of this man.
Yes.
You know, we really need to understand here in this moment of greatness that he was about to step into, what the heck was going on, bro?
Yes.
You know, what was happening?
And that's another part that's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking to have seen that transpire. And then it's also heartbreaking to see that he did it at the highest moment of his career.
Yeah.
The moment that he had worked so hard for. Moments before that came, he did one of the stupidest things of his entire life.
Okay.
Yeah.
You don't get any rebuff from me at this time.
No, at this time.
I'm going to digress, and I would love to bring on our man of the segment, Mr. Brandon Cornett. How are you today, sir? We'd love to hear you.
We would love to hear you.
Oh, my mic was muted.
I'm sure you have. What is it? I don't know what it is. It seems like everybody that's coming on these last few segments, right? The mic is muted. What's going on in the background? What's happening?
That's because when we put them in the green room, we make sure they're muted so it doesn't come through.
Oh,
and then we get to turn the mics back on.
So, Brandon, how are you, my friend?
I can't complain. I'm blessed.
That's a good thing. Now, I know that we want to have a quick conversation about this whole Oscar fiasco, but for all intents and purposes, why don't you catch us up with some of the things that you've been into here lately? Because I know you've pretty much been doing some big things.
Yeah. Well, lately I've been I just directed 2 new movies. Actually, I did one for the rapper I Swear Vezo. Most people are familiar with him from Detroit. He's I can't say he's a local artist, but he's an artist, rap artist. And then I just came back from Dayton, Ohio, and I directed a film down there, which had a bunch of, I would call like urban legends in a sense, because, like, I don't know if you guys are familiar with like State Property, the movie Belly, and what was another movie? I can't think. Then the girl Diamond from Crime Mob, she's a rap artist. But it had all these people that was actually in the movie, so I got a chance to meet some new stars. So it's fun. So, but that's pretty much it, man.
When you say State Property and Belly, are you talking like those classics?
Yes. I actually worked with Emilio Sparks from Rockefeller. He played Baby Boy in State Property, and then the guy James Perry, he played alongside DMX. I don't know. You remember the scene where they sat in a restaurant and they had the argument, and the bald head guy, him and his friend, their best friend, they argued, and he shot him sitting in the restaurant. But that's James Perry.
Wow.
And also Trey Chaney was there too. He played Poop in the series The Wire.
Okay.
Wow. So how do you come by? I mean, is this like where you get called up because of your IMDb profile and they say, hey man, we're doing this, that, and the other, and we'd like you to come down and be our director?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of times I do get that from IMDb because the IMDb is pretty much our business card in the field, for instance. But this particular situation, a friend of mine, Gravy, Jamal Woolard, he actually played Biggie in Notorious. Me and him became real good friends, and he actually connected me and the guy Jason down in Dayton, Ohio, and ever since then we've been connected. It's like our 3rd film together.
Wow. So I mean, can we say that you have the inside scoop about a lot of going on inside of the national film industry?
I have some. I ain't gonna have it's bigger than what we all know, but I have some insight. People talk. You listen. The industry is nothing. The industry is nothing more than what we are already doing. You know what I'm saying? Like they just do it on a larger scale. They just have more money. So, I don't like to separate myself from them as they separate themselves from us because they're not doing nothing that I'm not already doing. So we are the industry. That's my point.
Okay, so if I was interested, I'm a local talent, right? And I'm interested in, I don't know, I want to make movies. I don't necessarily want to star in them. I just want to make movies like Beasy Jones.
Production side, you mean like behind the camera?
Yeah. How would I even begin to get in? I mean, should I just start shooting my own little videos and editing them in iMovie, or how does that even work from a standpoint of 2022?
I wouldn't be against telling anybody to do that because you can also, I started somewhere, you know what I'm saying? But to be completely honest, I'm an instructor here at DSDT. So if you really want to get the inside of what I'm doing, you can actually sign up for DSDT and take my class. And the crazy part is my whole crew once were students at DSDT. So they graduated and got hired by me. So if you come in and it's something that you truly want to do, and I see the passion or just if I just see something in you, then I'm going to give you the opportunity. If not, I'm going to just steer you in a direction to where you still can get the opportunity with other people that I know.
Hold on. So if I'm a student and you see some potential in me, does that mean the first day I come out, I'm going to be directing right side of you? I'm going to be like your assistant director?
No, but you got to learn something. No, I mean, because, like a lot of people.
No fast track, Carlos.
It's not, but you know what though, Carlos, I kind of retract that because I don't know, because sometimes you have people that have that knowledge already. They just need that extra push, or they just want to revisit some things that they already know just to get the touch up. Because like I had a student previously, and the student he was in my last 2 rounds, and this round he's very, very in touch with film. Like I already talked to him and I told him that I would love him to come work with me. He was ill for a second, but he's better now. But like when I watch his work, I'm just like, he has the potential to be something better. He's an older gentleman too. So he's been doing it for a long time. So he knows he just, and I asked him, I said, so why did you take this class? Because you telling me stuff that, I normally don't teach because it's at an advanced level. He just said he wanted just to revisit, just to touch up on certain things and find out things that he didn't know, because the industry grows every day and there's new things every day that you have to learn, new equipment, new techniques, everything. So he was just trying to get in touch with what's going on today.
I like the way you said that. I have this saying I've been saying for years around here. I like to say, before CompTIA, there was Mia. That was me, right?
Right.
I don't know how long CompTIA has been around, and for those who don't know, CompTIA is a certification for the IT programs here at DSDT. And before those classes, before all that information became mainstream, I was tearing apart computers and getting into the BIOS, into the motherboards out. I was doing this way back when, so yeah. I'm that old guy that shows up on the set and hasn't never necessarily taken the class, but I have a lot of information fundamentally that perhaps may be to an advantage for me.
Right. I mean, that's just people, like I said, I just look at it as people. It's so much information out here and everybody has access to it. All you got to do is go to Google or YouTube and you can pretty much find out everything that you need to do. I mean, honestly, that's what I did. I didn't start off in film. I was a network administrator at the hospital. I got a degree in network administration. In networking, but that was here nor there. I just loved music so much at the time. And I knew here in Detroit, like to leave your mark in music is very hard. So I looked at, okay, how can I leave my mark? So I said, you know what? I like this video production stuff. So I just tore YouTube up, tore Google up. I read so many books and I'm self-taught on everything. Now, moving forward, I have taken classes. And I do owe a great appreciation to DSDT because DSDT has taught me things. It taught me how to teach. Because I was, now, growing up in school, right? Everybody's like, when it's time to read or do something in front of the class, everybody's like, oh, not me. And I was one of those people that I just couldn't get in front of a bunch of people and talk.
Okay.
So
a little stage fright.
Yeah, there you go, stage fright. So now, by me being through in the fire with DSDT, it taught me how to get in front of those people and share my knowledge. And it also taught me how to teach with a structure. You know, like from the beginning to the middle to the end. It's almost like a screenplay. I got to get you in the beginning, I got to take you in the middle, and I got to show you how to finish it. So that means how to use the camera, how to put it into the computer, and how to edit it. That's how I look at it. So, but like DSDT really taught me a lot of things. I mean, it even taught me things about film that I didn't know, because I have to research to give the information to the student.
I love that. I love that. I was in the process, and I was telling somebody here before we came on that we are transitioning, and I am in need of a number of instructors. And after having so many interviews, one of the things that stands out to me the most is that if you've been doing it for 30 years as an instructor, 20, 30 years, chances are you may not fit into DSDT.
I agree with that.
From the perspective that you already are founded in the structure of teaching, you know, and the one thing that I truly believe that is a fundamental of our institution is that it's not traditional. It's not traditional.
I agree with that.
If this is the way that what did you say, Brandon?
We're fast paced. You got to get it and go. That's basically what it is.
This is the way that the industry says that it was done 20, 30 years ago, and you've been around teaching it for that long, you're not going to fit in here because techniques have changed. Technology has changed. And even though you may have kept abreast of it, you are still saturated with a lot of the traditional. And I think that could be detrimental in a lot of ways to our students, which is why a person like a Brandon comes in and he has all this knowledge and he has all this experience, but he hasn't necessarily been a teacher for 30 years. And he jumps in, he's willing. I remember literally the day Brandon and I got together and I propositioned him about instructing. And, you know, you come in and you say, well, yeah, I give it a try, you know, but as you're saying, I'll give it a try, you got all of this in your portfolio to back it up. And now that you give the teaching a try, notice that he said that, you know, I've always been a student. I have a degree in information technology. When I was at the hospital, you know, I got books, I got videos, I got all these things, and I kept teaching myself. So if you give him the opportunity to be an instructor, then what does he do? He keeps teaching himself.
Yes.
Now I'm teaching myself to teach, you know, and to me, that's phenomenal.
That's called adapting to your situation too. You know what I mean? Like one thing I learned being a filmmaker is like you can't be prepared for everything that you do. There's going to be times to where you go on a shoot or you go deal with a client and they have no idea of what they want. They just say, hey, show up with your camera. And this comes from shooting my music videos back in the day. And you've never seen the location. You don't know how the lighting is. You don't know where it is. So you got to think on the fly. So by me doing the teaching situation, I taught myself on the fly. And I just looked at it like, I looked at it like this too. Teach them what you know, as far as, for one, how to be an entrepreneur, because that's the biggest thing about being a cinematographer or a director. It's really you're an entrepreneur. You don't work for anybody. You work for yourself. So if you could teach somebody how to be an entrepreneur with the skill set, you can make money anywhere. And that's what that's the language. It ain't about learning. It's about how can I make some money off of this? Okay, let me show you. So now at the same time, once I'm teaching them how to make some money, they find a passion for how they're making their money. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, just like Carlos said, right now, DSDT probably will hire someone to come in and create content for them on a daily, just to post on social media. That's what I teach my students. Like, you have small businesses every day that needs to promote their business. They have a budget for it. So you can make a 1-minute video and make $2,000. They said, no, you're lying. I said, okay, let me show you some invoices. I'm not lying. This is serious. It'll take you 2 hours out that day, maybe in total 2 hours out the day to shoot it, probably an additional 3 hours. So you're looking at 5 hours to edit. So you're looking at 5 hours for $2,000. What job is going to pay you that?
Mm-hmm. Right. Yep. All right. So
reaping the rewards, that's your strategy.
Yep.
Okay. So can we just talk about the elephant in the room?
Yeah, let's go ahead and talk about the Oscars.
Can we?
I'm going to.
Can we just talk about the elephant in the room?
Yes.
Oh wow!
That was fake.
I love you.
It wasn't fake.
Too. Can't wait.
No way it was fake.
Wow.
You can hear it.
I love you. G.I. Jane.
Yeah, it sound like he smacked the side of his leg. It didn't sound like no slap. It didn't sound like no slap.
Why do you?
Who
now,
was?
We're talking to a director here now.
Oh, go for it.
So listen, I'm not gonna say the slap was fake, but it's so many different things that you can look into right now. There's a lot of money being made off of this situation. First and foremost, Chris Rock has sold out his whole tour.
Yes.
Jada and Will are in all the tabloids, the biggest thing in the world. So guess what? If he puts out anything right now, it's going to go viral, which probably going to all trickle back over to the new series Bel Air. That's just me speculating. But like I say, and then if you look up close, if you zoom in, you kind of see Chris Rock bracing himself for the smack.
Wait, let's go to that moment. I mean, keep in mind, someone is walking up to you.
That was a nice one. Okay.
Yeah, but why are you going to brace yourself for a slap, though?
Uh-oh, Richard.
Let's see.
Oh, wow. Wow.
I don't feel like he was bracing himself.
But look at it what he did when Will walked up to him. He put his arms behind his back and he leaned forward.
Let's go back. Let's play that again.
He leans forward.
Oh, wow.
I want to. Okay.
Right there.
Oh, wow.
All right.
And then keep this in mind, Josh. Every action calls for a reaction. What did Chris Rock do?
That was a nice one. Okay. I'm out here. Uh-oh, Richard. Oh, wow. Wow.
So I swear it sounds like somebody tapped the microphone. That's what it sounds like.
You said so the director is saying that this was staged?
Ow.
I think it's something.
I think there's a bigger loss of respect if that was staged. It's worse than it being real.
You would never know. You would never know it was fake. They can never tell nobody, like you said, it'd be worse.
I mean, I think there would be.
You say what, Josh?
I think there would be more respect lost for both actors if this was somehow staged. Again, we will never know, but if that turned out to be the case, that's a bigger tragedy because
it was a G.I.
And with the Academy Awards, you have never seen this big of a presence in the African American community. With the producer, production staff, the hosts.
I mean, the Oscars
and in a way, the Academy Awards got tarnished by that moment.
Yeah, but they also had the worst ratings on TV too right now.
So we're going to turn the Oscars into Jerry Springer?
Hey, at the end of the day, they're going to do what they got to do to save face and make some money. At the end of the day, it's all about the money. It's all about the money, no matter what it is.
Mm-hmm. So it's so funny that you would say that the ratings are declining, and in fact, you have a number of issues that have been plaguing the Oscars over some time now. And wasn't Jada actually protesting the Oscars a few years back?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Right, saying she wasn't even coming for various reasons, and so all of a sudden this year, the husband gets the nomination for probably one of the best movies of the year, if not the best movie, and rightfully deserved. And then you have this King Richard. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I've tried to watch it from everybody's lens.
But it's all at this point. It's all opinions.
It is.
Like, you will never know the actual truth, and you'll never get it if they don't put it out there.
Mm-hmm. Right. And so my deal with it, because as soon as I saw that it happened, I kind of, like so many other people, I posted to my social media channels. And the one thing that I will say, and I don't always try to be politically correct, it's not me. If anybody knows me know that I'm not like that. Right? But my hope is that if in fact it is as real as we believe it to be,
yes,
the one thing I don't like, and I'm just gonna say it, Josh, don't hold me back, Josh. Don't hold me back. Let me say this.
Okay. All right. I'm out of his way.
Listen, I don't like when people do things and then want to back it back. You know what I'm saying? They want to retract what happened. No matter what happens in the world, I never had the right to exert violence, and I don't like that.
Are you referring to his acceptance speech or his
the apology
on social media? Okay.
Yeah, that apology that came out.
Okay.
I don't like.
I can deal.
Listen, given the fact that I am perceiving it as to be real, right?
Yep.
My belief is that if it happened the way that I initially thought, was that a bad joke was made at the expense of Jada. And knowing that Jada was suffering from alopecia, which quite naturally, Carlos didn't know. It's not like Carlos, I don't follow Jada like that, right? But apparently
it wasn't as common as I guess the Smith family would have thought.
Right. But she's made it known. And so it was coming to Will. So I get it. Right. So the bad joke was made. Will, for what all intents and purposes, got upset, marched up on stage and smacked the taste out of Chris's mouth. If you had the gall to do that, own it.
Stand on it.
Just own it. If you were gangster enough to do it on national
you can't take
TV,
that back.
Huh?
That's something you cannot take back. That is something
There's
you
no
cannot take back.
reason of you trying to give the naysayers, trying to give the Academy, trying to get all these people. I heard somebody say a long time ago, once I see it, I can't unsee it.
Yeah.
Sure.
So why are you going to try to now dumb it all? Listen, I had no right to go up and do the things that I did. I like to apologize to everybody, my janitor, my gardener. I want to apologize. I'm sorry y'all saw. Come on, man, cut it out. Stop it. Stop it. Just own it. That's the one thing I liked about Kevin Hart.
Have we heard more from Jada? Okay, what did Kevin Hart say? What did Kevin Hart say?
No, Kevin Hart didn't. I'm not speaking about this, but the one thing I like when he was having his issues, about some of the things that he said in the past, he was like, man, hey, I own it, man. I did it, and I'm not going to try to take him back in order to appease other people. I even thought about this from this perspective over the last 24 hours, as so many of us have. I think, I'm going to say it. I'm going to say it. That's why politics in the United States right now is as it is. You don't have to find everybody that likes exactly what you did the way you did. There's always going to be some naysayers. There's always going to be some people that say, oh, you tarnished the community when you did that. Oh, it happened between two African-American men. It's going to be some naysayers. But listen, in our last election cycle, there were over 70 million individuals who voted for the loser. You can find people that will side with you in all your whatever. You did it, own it, man. I would much rather see you do that than for you to come out on my screen or to have these apologies circulating of, I don't find that to be authentic. I just feel like you're saying it because that's the flavor of the month. And that's what society says. Society, and I won't even say society as a whole. I will say that some of those in society want you to say it that way. But what about the other half? Like Carlos. Like Carlos, I just want you to own it, man. If you felt that you had, for whatever the reasons, to go up and do it, you knew when you were in the process of going, man, that was a long way to walk.
A very long way. You had enough time to think about what you were doing and the reaction to what you're about to do.
You knew you was going up there to slap that man.
Yeah.
You knew you was. I didn't know it. The academy didn't know it. The security guy that was standing close to the stage didn't know it.
And here's
and now
Will
because
Smith,
of you and your little brother Kanye, now we got to have security at the stage every time that there's going to be an Academy Award from this point on. You know what I'm saying? I'm just, hey, listen, man, just be authentic.
Yeah. What he should have done or could have done to win that situation in a more adult way, sit there, play it cool. Even if his wife, Jada Pinkett Smith, is feeling a certain way at the moment, sit there and play it cool. Have your moment a few minutes later. And then after the Academy Awards, make a public statement on how he and his wife were offended by that comment, by that joke by Chris Rock, that she has a physical condition and that it was wrong to make a joke about it. That's how Will Smith could have won from every angle.
Yeah, I agree.
Sometimes you have to use your words and not your fists.
Yeah.
And that's something a lot of us have to learn as men at the end of the day. It's not masculinity all the time to go up and beat someone up.
Yeah.
And I think that's a learning moment for many men. And it's a shame that Will Smith did what he did on so many levels, because initially, right away, it was a disrespect to the nation, the audience, and the Black community specifically. It was a slap in the face to the Black community, because that brother went up there and made two Black men, including himself, look bad. In front of the entire world.
Let me, because I could have been the third man in that. That's coming. I'm gonna tell you why. Because these are the things I thought about from the moment that I saw it. Now, and in taking in consideration, I didn't know that she was dealing with alopecia. No,
it's not as common as Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith may have thought her condition is to the world. Yeah, but many of us did not know.
That's right. So coming from the Carlos perspective, and having dealt with an illness with my wife over the past several years, and having gone through the whole cycle of her losing her hair, I could have when I saw Will do that, I saw Carlos do that. I saw Carlos do that, and that's why I'm more vested in him owning it as opposed to trying to retract it. If it sincerely came from a place of love, seeing the struggle that your wife has had to go through with this condition, because right now we're all speculating.
Yes.
Right. But from a Carlos perspective, and dealing with some of those very personal moments for me, and as a husband, going through these things with my wife, and for someone to crack and say something as distasteful as that was to me, I saw me in that moment, and I wouldn't care whose cameras, whose belief that I could have done it a different way, my emotions would have certainly gotten the best of me, because that is so personal. And again, that's from my perspective. Not everybody sees it that way. If you haven't ever been there, you don't know. And it's easy on the outside to say, oh yeah, the brother could have blah, 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 but he didn't. He did it this way. And I can understand in the wee hours of the mornings, some of the things that we've had to go through with our significant others, that before you know it, you're on stage and you literally just wrapped your hand around the other person and you didn't even know you were supposed to be there doing it. We speculating, but just from that perspective, yeah, I get it.
You are a good man, Carlos, for taking care of her that way. You have. Here's another one. That's no excuse. They made fun of Michael Jackson for years regarding his illness. This is the one thing about this particular incident. You have people who have different point of views. I mean, it's two different sides. You have one side saying, look, he stood up for his woman. And then you have the other side saying, there's no excuse. That's wrong. It's a conversation. It's
three sides, Josh. There's three sides.
Give me the third. Give me the third.
The real reason why he did it.
Oh,
that's what I was getting to earlier. That's what I was getting to earlier. What led him to take those measures? Like, what was happening in his head? What happened that evening, the day before? You know, there's some their marriage has been rocky. We'll leave it at that. We'll leave it at that. So those are the deeper questions about what made him really do it. And those are things we'll never know. Those are things we'll never know. And to a degree, I mean, well, not to a degree, they're none of our business. But I mean, those are the real questions we all have.
I tell you why Carlos would have done it, but he's an actor. He's a multi-million-dollar man.
Yes.
And he could have very well have gotten into character. And
well, at the end of the day, he's representing, up until that moment, he represented something more than himself, bigger than himself. And I don't know if he lost that to a degree or lost it entirely by the actions of Sunday night.
He didn't lose anything. He's going to be right back to the same old person he already was. They're going to get swept under the rug. Watch what I tell you. Just because of who he is.
Mr. Director, do you think that he actually loses the award as a result of this?
No, he's not. They were talking about kicking him out next year's, inviting him back to the Oscars, but he's not going to. They're not going to take his award from him just because of what it was for.
No, a stupid decision versus what you've earned are two separate things.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, but I think they're going to sweep it under the rug just because of who he is. It's going to be he already did it publicly on the internet. There's going to be something else publicly he's going to do to appease the Oscar committee and all that stuff. So it's going to be swept under the rug. It's going to be a joke next year. You remember that time, Will Smith, or they're just going to forget about it?
Yeah. Don't make me Will Smith, yo.
Or Big Willie, you.
Everybody get the head nod. All right.
Man.
Listen, Brandon, I definitively want to thank you for coming on with us again and sharing some of your great insight. The man of the hour. So what can we expect from you in this upcoming year? Is there anything that you want to give a shout out about?
Yeah, actually, I got two new movies coming out this year. First of all, if you haven't seen Narc, go check out Narc. It's on Tubi, Amazon Prime, wherever you can stream it at. It's Narc, N-A-R-C. It's about police corruption here in Detroit, but it really has a positive message. So check it out. Inbox me, let me know what you think about it. And then I got two other new movies coming out. One is very special to me because I actually acted in it. I'm actually the star character in the movie. First and last time I ever do that. Yeah. And then that's called Power and Money. And then I have another one called Love Goes, hashtag Love Goes, that's coming out too. Power and Money, you definitely want to check that out. I do have DeAndre Bonds in that movie. He's the star from Snowfall, Scully from Snowfall. Stacy from The Wood, for most of y'all that don't know, if you don't watch Snowfall.
See? That's what I'm saying. Before you leave, might I just add, anytime you need some stand-ins, Josh and I, remember us, right?
Yeah.
We here, man. I'm telling you. I have never acted in my life before, but I'm sure between the two of us, we'll figure it out. All right. Thank you again, brother, for coming on. And we look forward to many more great things from you and also having you back again, okay?
Oh, for sure.
I love it. Love it. All right, so Josh, we definitely got to get out and pay some bills, but just want to remind everybody we have another guest coming up here soon. He is actually was a student here at DSDT, and his name is Garrick Smith. And I'm looking forward to having a conversation with Garrick just because. Tune back in after this small break to find out my why, just because.
Okay.
Right now, there are job opportunities in the tech industry we can train you for. In our newly renovated state-of-the-art facility, classes are beginning monthly in cybersecurity, drone technology, digital marketing, computer programming, film production, and many, many others. If you live in the Metro Detroit area and you're looking to learn a skill local employers are demanding, but one that isn't that of a laborer, at DSDT, you can learn a lot in less than a year.
Hello, I'm Jason Stemmer. I served 5 years as a combat engineer in the United States Army. In the summer of 2019, I joined DSDT to learn advancing technologies in computer support, networking, cybersecurity, many valuable tools in digital media. DSDT is partnered with a lot of veteran-friendly employers, and with the help of DSDT's job placement assistance, I was able to quickly begin work in the IT field. I'm very pleased with this direction, as there is unlimited potential in the technology field, with no signs of growth or demand ever slowing. So come in for a visit, take a tour, and schedule a meeting with an advisor. DSDT really changed my life for the better, and it can change yours.
At a Detroit School for Digital Technology, we strive to provide students who are willing to learn new and exciting skill sets with a quality education in cutting-edge film technology to include recording in HD and 4K formats, drone videography, editing, and state-of-the-art color grading. Our instructors are friendly, knowledgeable industry professionals who are willing to teach. For more information, call us at 313-263-4200 or visit us on the web at dsdt.tech.
Welcome back. Welcome back.
Josh, just a quick reminder too. I received from the team here to make sure that I actually mentioned this. Next Thursday, April 7th at 6 p.m. right here where you are tuned in to the broadcast right now, we're going to be having our first ever Hack Your Future. And basically what that means is we're going to be bringing back some of the guests that we've had over this season and having them share some more insight and more great details about where they are, about what they're doing. And they each have had some form of connection with DSDT. So I want to make sure that you guys are aware that this will be happening next Thursday, April 7th at 6 p.m. Okay.
All right. Okay. Cool. Good. Let's bring in the student you have, former student Garrick Smith.
Absolutely. Why don't we just do that?
Yeah. Garrick, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for joining us. All right. So, Carlos, why do you want to talk with Garrick so badly? What is it about Garrick?
Yeah, right. So Garrick has been on me for the last several weeks about coming on and sharing his experience with DSDT. And I just thought that today would be a great day to do so, given the fact that Garrick took a number of our programs here. And I think he started around 2017 or something. Wasn't it, Garrick?
2019.
2000 what? I'm sorry?
2019.
2019. And so he went through a number of our programs. He's been back on occasion to refresh himself. And now he actually has employment with the trainings that he received in a great job. Can you kind of explain to us what it is that you do, Garrick?
I do. I repair computers for a Ford Motor Company for Apple computers. I repair the software for employees there. Right now, we're working remotely for the employees are working remotely from their homes because of COVID, and as a result, I made sure the computers is up to go, and be able to do their work.
Mm-hmm. Garrick, how was your experience with DSDT? I'm just curious. And don't say the good stuff just because I'm here, because if you want, I'll leave.
My greatest passion is learning. I love to learn. And when I went to Detroit School of Digital Technology, I learned it so much. Actually, Detroit School of Digital Technology did its part of got me this job at Ford Company because I learned about hacking, I learned about networking, and I learned about how to talk to people.
Well, so why was that significant? I mean, didn't you have a lot of this skill set before you came to DSDT?
Well, yes, it did. But what made it significant was that how to engage people and how to use your charm and your IT skills that you learned from schools before, and basically all come together into one cake, like having you have the milk, you have the eggs, and you have the flour, all come together and make this beautiful cake that everybody can enjoy.
I love that analogy.
Wait a minute, hold on, back up. You put flour in a cake?
Carlos.
I thought you do, but the point is that Choice did its part of got me this job.
I've never made a cake.
I mean, I've seen cakes baked, but yeah.
Flour?
I think you put a little flour.
Okay, I thought maybe it was Jiffy Mix or something. I don't know. I don't know. So one of the things, as I was talking with Garrick earlier, he said something to me that made me literally stop. He said, "Carlos, you may not know, but I have a learning disability." I was like, what? Because I never knew. Right? Can you kind of share a little bit about that with everyone, Garrick?
Sure. One thing I learned a long time ago, my learning disability is not a flaw, it's a personality trait. It's something that's made you become you. Cause one thing people that have learning disorders, they late bloomers. They just need more love, more care, and more to watch over, but they bloom like a flower. Oh, thank you. I know I'm late. Thank you.
See, I'm telling you.
And I got joke. Not to joke around. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
If you don't mind sharing, what is your learning disability?
My learning disability is that it take longer than supposed to learn things, and I have ADHD. I get very excited, and that sometimes I overcommit. Cause I'm gonna be truthful. I go to 2 schools. I'm about to get my associate degree in cybersecurity at Wayne County Community College, and I study engineering at Henry Ford College. And what was that?
I'm just saying. That's what the crowd. It wasn't me. It's the audience.
Okay. What it is that I get excited and then take multiple things, but by doing so, it made me learn that I'm advancing myself. A famous athlete once said, "If it doesn't challenge you, it won't change you." And by doing this, it's changed me for the better, for get a better perspective of life and everything, and maybe push forward to do even better.
I love that. So, I mean, Garrick, I remember Garrick coming in many days into these halls and taking these classes. He got to the point where what was your name for me, Garrick?
I used to call you Dean Harris, and mainly what it is that I want to give you the status that you deserve, the prestige that you earn, the role that you earn, that you're on the top, and that we need to follow you.
I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
And definitely today we want to give you everything that you've earned as well. We so appreciate you coming on here and sharing with everyone a little of your experience with DSDT, as well as what has happened since. A lot of times, even in the admissions representatives opportunities in the beginning, they like to tell the prospects that we work with companies like Stefanini. And here we are with Garrick, who got employed by Stefanini, and they have him at the Ford Motor Company facility working on devices, Apple specifically.
Yep.
That's tremendous. You know, it's not a fairy tale. It's not something that we just say in order, you know, to get you to commit to taking a class at DSDT. No, the process is that you are enrolled, you take a class, and once you take that class, we actually get you placed with one of the employer partners that we have. And you see the success in that with a Garrick. So, Garrick, if there was one thing that you could say to someone that was considering enrolling at DSDT at this time, what would that one thing be?
Don't rob you from your own education and do what's hard.
Do what's hard. Don't rob from your own education and do what's hard.
Yeah. Was it hard? Were the classes hard?
Yes, it's supposed to be. Because you tell people this all the time.
Right.
If you do what is easy, you might as well just shoot yourself in the leg and not make your dreams come true. If you do what is easy, be a volunteer victim. If you do what is easy, make excuses and say, I can't do it. I won't achieve nothing. But if you do what is hard, just keep going, and don't give up. And then your dreams will come true. And also, furthermore, by learning about computers, I'm about to do an internship with NASA, learning about making spaceships going into space. Because one of my my ultimate goal is to be an engineer. But one way to stop my goal is to be is to go into computers and learn how the computer works and learn the inner parts of it, and then it come together like the cake I said again.
Yeah, the cake with the flour in it.
Yes.
I don't know. I thought Jiffy Mix go with the cake. I'm just saying. Listen, Garrick, listen. Thank you. We appreciate you immensely for everything that you've done for the school and everything that you continue to do. And I would love at some point to have you back and update us about what's happening in your life at that time. Okay.
Sure. Like I said, if you do what is hard, if you don't want to be from your education, if you do what is hard, and plus to add the topping to that cake, be consistent. Because it took me 4 years to get this type of job, but I was able to achieve it. If I could do it, you can do it.
That's what I've been looking for. That is what I have been looking. You can do it. That's what I was looking for. I didn't want to put words into your mouth, but I definitively wanted to hear you say that. If you can do it, anybody can do it. You know, I mean, you are literally a walking inspiration. Think about that, because I myself, I think that if I'm learning the most difficult of all things, then that makes me better and equally prepared for whatever the situation is. I love that mindset, and that's why you are succeeding.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate you. Appreciate you. I love that.
Oh, yeah. Very inspirational.
Yeah, right. So, you know, so many times I don't necessarily want to put words in nobody's mouth, right? But at the same time, in Garrick's specific situation, so many people come with reasons as to why they can't do it or as to why they can't complete it. Garrick's told you that I did it. What's your excuse?
You can do it.
What is it? You can do it too. You can do it too. And yeah, it is hard. hard in the sense that you have to go through a lot of training in the matter of depending on the program you choose. You know,
Absolutely.
Tech 2 is only a month long. Tech 6 is about 3 months long. Then we have the mobile iOS, which is a new program, about 4.5 months long. Then we have the film production program, which is about 7.5 months long. And lastly, we have the BITS, the Business Information Technology Specialist, which runs about 15 months long. Choose your poison. Just understand that whatever the program it is that you enroll into, it's going to be difficult in the sense that it's expedited. You have a lot of training to go through in a short amount of time, which is why you enroll into it. But at the end of the day, once you get on the other side, like this young man, Garrick, then all the more you will have those opportunities afforded you as well. So with that being said, thank you all for today. I appreciate you.
Wow.
I appreciate you.
Thank you, Brandon. Thank you, Garrick. Thank you, Carlos. I'm Josh. A great episode, my friend. Great episode. Rock on. Well, this is the Tech School Podcast powered by DSDT. Carlos, Josh, see ya.
See ya.